You could feel the fear and do it anyway, he said. And those words changed my life. It was 1977, maybe. And I wanted to open a therapy practice, didn't feel prepared for it. So I put myself in a Gestalt therapy support group and Alchemy therapy support group, took lots of classes. And one day, one of my fellow classmates or group mates said, I have a proposal for you. I want to ask you to do something with me. I said, okay. And he said, I have this marathon therapy group tomorrow. I've already got it filled. And I realized I'd like to have a co-therapist. And I wanted to see if you'd be willing to do that. And I said, oh, Forrest, I couldn't do that. I don't know enough. I haven't led a group. I don't think I know what to do or how to say it. He says, I'm pretty confident you'd be good. I think you are a natural to this work, and I'd really like the support, and I'd like you to do it. So what would it take for you to be willing? I said, well, I'm just too afraid. I'd have to get over my fear somehow. And I don't know if I would be able to be of use to people. And I had all these reasons. And he says, okay. So it seems to me it comes down to three choices. You could get over your fear and do the experience, and then you'd have the experience. You could stay afraid and not come and lose out on the experience, or you can stay afraid and come and do it anyway. And I think you'll be good, you'll get good at it, and I'm fine with you coming afraid. So what will it be? I said, oh, I think the only way I could come is afraid. So I guess if you're okay with that, I think I am. I'll let you know soon. So I did the day with him, and I was terrified. I got in the room. There were only like 9 people, lovely people. I couldn't say a word. If Forrest said, introduce yourself, say why you're here, I could talk. Or if someone asked me a question or there was an exercise, but otherwise my heart was pounding so fast and I was sweaty and had so many noises and voices going on in my head that I couldn't even hear anything to say. Fortunately, just before lunch, Forrest said, so before we go to lunch, does anyone have any noisy questions? And one woman said, I do. Evelyn, my name then. I thought you were a co-therapist and you've said almost nothing. I wonder what's going on. And I swallowed big and decided to tell the truth. And I said, well, the truth is I'm scared. This is my first time. And I told Forrest I didn't know if I could speak up or how I'd be here. And I've just been pretty scared this morning. And she said, oh, is that all? I thought you didn't like me. So that helped a lot because once you name fear, it has less control over you. So I kept going. In the afternoon, I could say a few things. That was better. And by the end of the day, I felt really happy I was there and exhausted because I'd been dealing with this fear all day, this resistance. Toward the end of the day, Forrest said, before you go, this group is going to continue and meet once a week, and I'd love for you to be my co-therapist. Oh, Forrest, here we go again. I don't know if I could. I was nervous all day. I felt like I could hardly say anything. I don't think I'm very useful. He said, come on, we know you got 3 options. So you're going to stay afraid and do it, or get over your fear, or not do it. Okay, I'll be scared. It's okay. You'll get over it. So I came every week, and for weeks, my heart was pounding. I was sweaty. I was so scared. And I would sit there with all these butterflies in my stomach, and I'd find a way to talk anyway. And I would make a few things that feel like a decent contribution. And I started feeling better. And I started realizing I can be a therapist. And about the time I got my confidence up a little bit, Forrest said, so there's this man in the group who's pretty emotionally disturbed, has been in therapy for 10, 20 years since he was a teen, early teen. And I think he'd do better in individual therapy. So would you be willing to take him in the other room while we're having groups? Oh, I don't know if I could do that. I haven't done individual therapy. I mean, just practiced, but I haven't really. I mean, blah, 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 blah. Evalena? Okay. So I did. And I got in that room and I was really scared. And we started talking and he was saying something. And from my Gestalt work, I went, that'd be a great conversation to have with your mother. And he said, you're right. And he got one chair and set it up here. And he got another chair and he set it up here. And he got in that chair and he talked to his mother. And he got over here and he talked from mother to him. He did a fabulous job of therapy. So I learned that I can learn from the people I'm working with, that I can learn on the job. I can learn as I go. I don't have to know everything up front. My name now is Evalena Rose. And I love this piece about fear. I think most things worth doing, you're going to feel fear when you start. They're adventures. You want to create something beyond what you know. That urge to remember who we are, to be our authentic self, to keep evolving is built into the mechanism. And so we find ourselves wanting that next dream, and it feels so scary. You know, the first card of the tarot in the weight deck is the Fool. And here you have it, just about to step off the precipice. That's what it feels like. You got your knapsack and you got your dog at your heels, and you just, if you're foolish enough, you take that step. And you take that step knowing that somehow the path will unfold before you, or the angels will catch you. Somehow you'll know what to do. Early in COVID, I saw this beautiful meme cartoon, and it showed someone standing at the edge of the precipice and looking out. And it showed this big hand that was about to go, and it said, God. And then it showed this big hand that would obviously catch him, and it said, God. So that's what the game is, in a sense. We come here, you know, as spirits, we're in touch with everything. We come from a place where we know all, we see all. We come from a place of love, and we choose these incarnations, and we choose to forget. You'll have amnesia to this. And we choose to have a life where we keep discovering again who we are, learning who we are again. So we will step off a precipice, or at least we'll bring ourselves to it. And if you let the fear run you, you miss out on the experience. If your heart brings you to the precipice, you're meant to take that next step. And there's a plan for that step. So yeah, you'll be afraid. And you do it anyway. Do it afraid if you have to. Maybe you can ground and center and call in your light and do some prayer work and smudge yourself and prepare yourself and do it without fear. Fabulous. Whether you do it without fear or with fear is less important than that you do it, that you take that step that your heart keeps wanting you to take. I still will have times that I face that fear. Whenever I do the spiritual mentorship program, there's a part of me that goes, oh, because I've called peers. I've called these amazing, evolved beings who now want to learn from me. And I have to let myself just show up and meet the need, because I'm mentoring them in their work. I'm not teaching, I'm mentoring. So before, I get pretty scared every time, and then I might tone or sing or hum, because it balances the parasympathetic nervous system. It brings it into a harmonious place. So even if I do it afraid, at least I have my resources in place. I have my wits about me. So it might be, that's Tibetan overtone chanting. It might be a song, it might be humming, it might be just to balance, to get here. So you're not a fool in the sense of being foolish. You're in a fool in a sense of, if this is my journey, I have to take it with innocence. But I'm prepared. I got my knapsack. Spirit's behind me. My soul is available. There are resources I can tap into. I'll figure it out. And that's where all the fun is. That's where all the pleasure is, because real dreams happen in now. They happen in now. So you have to get now to be able to let that next level occur, to be able to upgrade, to go to your next piece of work or your next level of relationship, your next level of vulnerability. We're always at the edge, being called to the edge. And life is much more fun when you step over the edge and you step into it. It always serves me. It may not be pretty how I show up. You know, this woman had to say, how come you're not speaking? And yet, if you keep showing up, you keep getting more courage, because liqueur, courage, root word of courage also means the heart. When you allow yourself to really be in your heart, follow the desires of your heart, and allow the fear, then it works. You don't deny the fear. It might be, oh, hello, fear. I figured you'd show up. Here, I've got a pillow for you over here. Why don't you come sit over here on this pillow? I love you. If you want an angel with you, you can have an angel. And then I often ask my ego to come sit on this pillow, because I'm ready to have a spiritual experience. I'm ready to move beyond what we know, ego, and I know you can't take me there. That's okay. You're really good at your job. This isn't your job. Come sit, take notes. And that frees me to move forward. So the fear is acknowledged, but it doesn't have the reins. The resistance can be acknowledged. I might go, oh, I don't know why I set this up. And oh my God, I always put myself in these situations and blah, 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 blah. I'm going to do it anyway. Hello, resistance. See, hello to every part, and I'm going to do it anyway. Takes me a little while to get ready to do something like the spiritual mentorship or the online satsang, because I have to work through all these things. But I do, and I show up, and a lot of people benefit. I've given a gift to the world because I listened to that statement. You can feel the fear and do it anyway. I'm so grateful. I am so grateful. I had so many reasons for fear. Growing up a farm girl, rural Nebraska, felt like I didn't have what everybody else had to make it. And only recently have I realized I had something else. I had a modeling of all these farm families of whatever you need to do to support your family, you do it anyway. And I'll bet those farmers and their wives were afraid. And they did it anyway. So enjoy your fear. It informs you that there's an edge here. So you get thoughtful, you gather your resources, you get your knapsack packed, and you get ready, and then you go for it. So bless you in all your endeavors. There's some lovely videos on EvalenaRose.com that might support you. Some on femifesting, which is how to go sit in the reality you're calling to yourself. And others on living as an empath, and a beautiful meditation that helps you manifest from your heart. So indulge, take care of yourself. You deserve a really good life. And as you step past your fear, you'll evolve it for yourself. Blessed be.